Hi guys, this is LaserFighter48. Today I'm going to show you how to make a skull for the Day of the Dead, which is a Mexican tradition. So let's get started. You need some newspapers that you don't want, a small tub of water, and some more newspapers so that you can spread it out on the table that you use so the table doesn't get wet. First, you take a newspaper, rip it in half. I prefer not to, so I'm just gonna crumble it into a ball. After you do that, you take another newspaper and you wrap it around this newspaper. Then you take some more newspaper, and then you layer it as much as you want until it's as big as you want it to be. So I want it this big, so after that I'm going to take some newspapers so after you rip the newspapers from the original packet, you take them, hold them like this. It's very important that you hold them like this because then you get more straighter cuts, and you basically just rip them. You strip as many as you want. Smush your skull again together. Squeeze it tightly. And then you dip this newspaper strip into the water. Make sure it's wet from both sides. Take it and you place it around your skull gently and pat it. You do that many times until you're finished with all of them. So, as you can see, I shaped the skull the way I wanted it to be shaped. And then, now, you have to make the chin. So, you take some dry newspapers and crumple them together. Crumple cut them in a small piece, and then you can pull them together like this. After you've done that, you place your chin right over here, and then you put all those strips of paper into the water again so that they can become wet and act like tape. So after I dried my skull, it's pretty hard. I let this dry overnight, but you could also blow dry it if you have a hair dryer. And then after that, you take a paper and you crumple it into a ball like this. This is going to be your chin, and you're going to place it right here. You put some paper into the water so it can get wet. You put the chin right here, and you stick the chin to the skull. You will have to repeat this process many, many times. So after you have finished making the chin, you just let it dry. So after the skull has dried, you can blow dry it like I said. After the skull is dried, you have to paint it white first. So you get your paint, squeeze it out on your paper. Take any type of brush. I'm just using this brush because it's easier to paint a bigger area. So then you start painting. So after I've done painting, you just have to let it dry. For your nose, you also need to have some of that supporting newspaper strips. So now you have to paint it. Pour some paint out. Take your brush and just paint over them. So after this has dried, you use a Sharpie or black pen to draw the shapes. But first I'm going to teach you how to draw a mouth. So you draw a straight line, but at the end it should curve, and then you draw the teeth. And then you darken them because I'm not using a Sharpie. And then you do the bottom teeth. You can extend amount of teeth and how far they go inside the skull. So I'm going to extend mine a bit. And now you just paint. Well, but if you can paint just like this, but you can also draw shapes. Before you draw the shapes, you outline your nose and the nose of the skull and the eyes. Almost done. So after you've outlined them, then you can start painting. Let's say I want to do blue first. I'll get some blue out. Wash my paintbrush in the water. Then take some blue and start painting. You might have to do multiple layers of paint so that you don't get streaks. You can color it any way you want, and you can also draw shapes on them like I did on the back. You can draw hearts, you can write letters, anything you want. now I finished coloring my blue, and I'm going to go flip over to the back, and for the back I want to do green, so I'm going to wash my brush. Clean it very good, so I don't know if the other color comes onto the inside the other colors. And then take the color you want. You could do the same color, but I choose a different color. I'm going to do green. Squeeze one last time. Take some green. Put it on. So now that I finished painting the back, I can paint the heart and the eyes. I want to paint them red, so I'm going to wash my brush. So I decided that I'm going to use a thin brush to color the heart and the eyes, because the bigger brush, it just spreads out all over. So let's get started. Squeeze a bit of red. You won't need a lot of red because it's a small area to cover. And then on the edges, I'm just going to do a little bit of red. So this looks good to me. I'm gonna add a bit of then now I'm going to go back to the heart. And this is pretty self-explanatory. Just color the heart, or whatever object or shape you have, if you have any. So let's color the heart. And there we are, we're done. So this is how our skull looks. You can also paint the teeth if you want, but I'll just leave the teeth white. You can do this for fun, you can do this for the Mexican tradition, or you could also do this for Halloween. So don't forget to leave a comment, like the video, and smash the subscribe button.